What's going on, everybody, and welcome into the playoff edition of the DFS Studs FanDuel Hurry Up. I'm Ryan Williams. You can find me on Twitter at RyanAlexander_W, and I'm here to talk about the three studs that I'm going to be targeting for the Saturday only slate this weekend on the FanDuel slate there. You can check that out on the FanDuel app. Make sure, or on the website, make sure you guys are getting the action there. We got Saturday games, Sunday games. We got a full 6-game slate as well that we're offering. So a lot of fun stuff to be had there. But we're only going to talk about the DFS studs here for the Saturday slate. We got 2 games going on with the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Raiders, and then later on the Patriots will take on the Bills. Now, before I get into these studs, thanks everybody who's been rocking along with us all season long. Guys, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. You can hit that notification bell to make sure you know when we're going live and interact with the videos too. Just hit that thumbs up. We really appreciate that. And we're ready to kick off the playoffs here with you guys. It's been a fun season. We still got a lot of football to cover. Let's get into the DFS plays. We got to start it off as we always do here on the Hurry Up when we're talking about the DFS studs. That's at the quarterback position. We're going to talk about the boy Joe Burrow coming in at $7,800. Joey B, he got the rest last week in week 18. This dude's a stud. Probably, I guess competing with Dak for comeback player of the year. I know some people were talking about maybe he got into the MVP race considering what he had done over the final 2 games that he played in on the season. You're looking at him throwing for 971 yards over 2 games, 8 touchdowns in those 2 games, and really no turnovers as well. That's absolutely incredible. You got Cincinnati, who's hosting their first home playoff game since 2015, so that stadium's going to be rocking. And then they're going against the Raiders team who, just played an overtime game coming in on a short week. This will be the first game of Wild Card weekend. Maybe the Raiders are just maybe riding on that high too much and they don't come out here willing to play. Now, a lot of people will look at that game that these teams played in week 11, and Joe Mixon was really the kind of catalyst to get going. Joe Burrow didn't have to do that much. I think he only threw for 100 some yards and a touchdown. Joe Mixon was really the guy. They were able to just run all over this defense. But I think here with the edge, if the Raiders don't come out flat, if this game is competitive a little bit, we do like what Joey B offers for upside. And then you're also looking at, stud quarterbacks really popping off against this team. Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes in one game, he threw for 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. Teddy B got over on this team for 300 yards and 3 passing touchdowns. And we know what Justin Herbert just did to the secondary. He just annihilated them. So love Joey B here, especially when we're looking at Josh Allen. With the weather there in Buffalo, he's had a tough go, having not thrown for over 250 yards since week 3 in a home game. So with that weather in Buffalo, that makes me want to stack up Joey B this week for my teams. Let's move over to the running back position, and we're going to talk about this later game here with the Patriots and Buffalo, and that's going to be Damien Harris. I think people might lean Devin Singletary as he's kind of taken over that lead role for Buffalo. I think Joe Mixon, hey, if you want to lock in Joe Mixon, if you want to get all the points from Cincinnati, I'm not going to talk you off of it, but you do have 2 running back positions and the flex to consider. So let's consider Damien Harris. 7,500 is where he comes in at. He's the lead back for this team. If he has this questionable tag, which he was returning earlier this week in practice, limited with the injury, but we know that he played last week despite the injury in week 18 to kind of keep him fresh. We love seeing that. And this guy's just been an absolute stud for this team. Touchdown in 5 straight games you're looking at, and a touchdown in 10 over the last 11 games with the Patriots. I mean, he's doing everything. When these teams have faced, it's pretty much been a ground and pound game. The passing games are not possibly going to get it done this week. And so we got to look at the running back positions. And then you're looking at this matchup against Buffalo, and he had 100 yards and a touchdown in both of those matchups against Buffalo this year. And in fact, the only other game that he played against this team was last year in 2020, which of course he had 100 yards and a touchdown to go along with that. So small sample size, but this guy does love to play against Buffalo for whatever it's worth. I think they have to lean on him if the Patriots are going to have a chance to win this game. They are road dogs. dogs there by, I believe, 4.5 points. But, got to lean on Damien Harris to keep them in the game. Also, you're looking at him dominating the red zone role for this team when he's healthy, and especially with carries inside the 5. He has 16 carries inside the 5-yard line, and Brandon Bolden and Ramondre Stevenson combined for 8. So love the role for Damien Harris. Love getting him into my teams, and he's my running back DFS stud for Saturday. Let's close it out with a wide receiver to pair with Joe Burrow. If we're going to play Joe Burrow, we got to stack him up, and we're going to stack him up with Ja'Marr Chase, who comes in at an 8.2 price tag. Highest one on the slate, I believe Stephon Diggs coming in at 8K. And, I just don't want to overthink this. If we're playing Joey B, we got to run him with his, college wide receiver, with his favorite wide receiver here, Ja'Marr Chase. Ja'Marr Chase goes as Joe Burrow goes and vice versa. Now, T. Higgins, I think that he might catch a lot of steam. He's significantly cheaper than Ja'Marr Chase if you wanted to, pay up at tight end or get all the stud running backs in your lineup. And maybe that lowers Ja'Marr Chase's ownership. But Ja'Marr Chase compared to T. Higgins, he's really had more dominant performances when we're looking at the year. 3 multi-score games for him so far in this year or in the regular season of this year. And T. Higgins only had that one real breakout game that helped people in week 16, I believe, to get things going. So, I really like what Ja'Marr Chase offers here. Higgins has more targets per game, but really Ja'Marr Chase, he has more targets than him over the season, 20 more targets than him on the season. And then in the past 2 weeks, you're looking at targets, 22 for Ja'Marr Chase and 18 for T. Higgins. Listen, again, first playoff game for this team, Joe Burrow. He's going to be leaning on his alpha wide receiver here. I firmly believe that, and I don't want to have a team without Ja'Marr Chase on it. And then you're looking at Stephon Diggs, who, that could be the other guy that you're paying up for, but he's in a rough matchup there again with the Patriots. The passing attacks just have not been stellar for either side of that ball. So I'm really looking at getting all of my exposure to the passing game in that early game with the Raiders and Bengals on Saturday. That's going to do it for the first playoff edition, the wild card Saturday playoff edition of the DFS Studs. Hurry up here. Again, you can follow me on Twitter at @RyanAlexander_W. Ryan Williams is the name, and we hope you guys have great success on Super Wild Card Weekend. It's going to be a fun one. Make sure you're catching all the content again on the YouTube channel. You can subscribe to that, hit that notification bell, see when we go live, and we'll have fun all playoffs, all postseason long. Thanks, guys, for rocking with us. We'll catch you next time on the channel. Till then, peace.